Yes guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to brand new video. Gabriel Jesus is injured and this could be another big blow into our season. It could be an opportunity as well if Mikel Arteta believes that having one of your main strikers means that you need to go to the market and find another player. That could be an opportunity. But according to Mikel Arteta, that doesn't seem to be the case. Now, we're going to be diving into the update on Gabriel Jesus. How long is he going to be out for? Are we really to be scared and, worried? Is Mikel Arteta worried about it? And if Gabriel Jesus is not scoring goals and picking up these recurring injuries, is it a cause for Arsenal to find a number 9 who is a little bit more reliable in front of goal, but also a player for me who can actually score goals, even if you're not, even if he's injury prone? I mean, we've seen a couple of them injury prone, but when he comes back, he can score goals. Can we get that profile in the market? Please do subscribe to the channel. We are moving very fast to 6,000 subscribers, and that is pretty much amazing. Now, Mikel Arteta was asked on Gabriel Jesus' injury, and he said, he had some pain in his knee, and we know that is the area that he is suffering from. That is the injury that he picked up in 2022 during the Qatar World Cup. So Mikel says that he had some pain in his knee, so we did a scan and it showed something. Hopefully it is not something big. It is it's the same knee that he had actually previously injured, so we cannot take any risks at the moment. Hopefully it is not a big injury. That is according to Mikel Arteta. He says hopefully it is not a big injury. So we are playing hope and wait. Mikel also says that one thing that is what we need, especially when it comes to Gabriel Jesus' injury and lack of goals. He says the one thing is what we need, one thing is what we can do as well. And he says, and what we need to do right now is stay behind the players who are picking up these injuries and not scoring goals. Give them the support, love them, train them, and make sure they visualize something very different to what is actually happening right now. They've done it. We are not going to invent or reinvent the wheel, because they have done it before and they can actually do it again. Mikel Arteta on the risk of not scoring chances becoming a psychological issue. He says it probably has, especially after today, more than it was against Fulham, more than it was against West Ham. That's why we need to reset. The break comes at a good time because we are going to feel how we feel about them very, very clearly in difficult moments. Now, not when things are going well alone. Hopefully, they can see from many other people that they jump on the train when things go well. So when things are more difficult, let's see where they stand. And Mikel says on Nketiah, why he didn't start in that game, it was for the reasons that we expected, especially in the first part of the game. What we wanted to do, Nketiah was not fit to do that. So Mikel Arteta there on the Gabriel Jesus injury. The good thing and the good update is that we are not expecting him to be out for a very long time. It is not something big, hopefully, right? I mean, that is not conclusive. But if it was something serious like the Julian Timber injury, Mikel came out and said it doesn't look good. We've assessed him, we've looked at him, we're going to run a couple of more scans, but at the moment, it really doesn't look good. But with Gabriel Jesus, he's been very precise and very, very confident. He says, we will see what happens, and hopefully it's not a big injury. There was a scan done, we saw something, and we opted against risking him in this game against Liverpool. Now, the Gabriel Jesus injury is something that Mikel Arteta has to focus on as part of his career. When you have a number 9 like Jesus, there are so many questions than answers are. 1, is he a proven goal scorer? Is he a clinical number 9? The answer to that, we all know. I'm not going to say it here. We all know the answer to that. Secondly, is Gabriel Jesus a reliable player in terms of fitness? Is he going to be available for you 38 games a campaign? Is he going to be available for you 30 games a campaign? The answer to that is proving to be no. Since 2022, 23, and now 2024, he's already had a surgery this season, and he's out again. So for me, these are all signs and these are all indications for Mikel Arteta to go sign a striker, go and get a number 9, because you can use this as an excuse. Look, maybe he's afraid to call Stan Kroenke and go, well, I need 100 million for a striker. Right now, he's got that option. I have an unreliable number 9 that I like a lot, but I cannot be with a player who's actually injury prone. So can you avail me with funds to sign a striker? That is what the coach should be like. And I think Stan likes Mikel Arteta. I think he's made Arsenal one of the very successful footballing enterprises that he has as part of KSE. So for me, it's now a no-brainer. It's now or never. It's either Mikel Arteta wakes up right now, signs a striker, gets a very good number 9, or he waits. He prefers to wait until the end of the campaign when everything is lost. I mean, at the moment, it looks like everything is lost. It looks like we are not on the same train like we were last campaign. But if Mikel can actually get a striker, we could finish in the top 2, top 3. Because the chances we are creating, the number of chances we are missing, you convert some of them, you convert 50% of that, we are doing well. We are doing much better than that, right? Arsenal have taken 61 shots in the last 3 games. We have scored 1 goal, and we have literally lost all games. Not literally, factually lost all games. So when you're having such data and such evidence, when you have such an evidence base that is as strong as that, you don't need explanations. You don't need any other astronomical science and everything. What you've got to do is to focus on the right solution. That right solution is a striker. Now, I beg to differ with Mikel Arteta and all the pundits around there. I don't think Arsenal need a 100 million pound striker only. If we get 100 million and the quality is worth 100 million, it's good. But we have seen Arsene Wenger, and we can look back to the line of strikers Arsene Wenger used at Arsenal. I'm not saying they were prolific. I'm saying this guy knew how to go around the market, sign some players that could do the job for him, even if they were not as expensive as Cantona, as expensive as Cristiano Ronaldo, as expensive as Karim Benzema or Higuain or Morata. So you look at Olivier Giroud, you look at Lucas Podolski, you look at Eduardo, you look at Thierry Henry, you look at Van Persie, you look at Adebayo. These are not really expensive strikers. None of the strikers we can talk about, we can look back and say, oh, these guys really spent the money. It was only Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, I think it was in January 2016-17, around there, that maybe, I think 16, that Arsenal spent in excess of 50 million to sign Aubameyang. But then you look at the likes of Lacazette, around 45 million. Yeah, that was a fair price. And still, we had a striker. We knew that when Aubameyang is away, Alexander Lacazette can start up top, or should be starting up top. Disaster right now. It's a disaster right now. So with Gabriel Jesus now injury prone, with Arsenal not having a backup striker, I've said it on my previous video. Go and watch it. If you have a striker in Nketiah as backup, and you are playing at the Emirates Stadium at home, Nketiah has a horrendous away record. He's not scored away in like 3, maybe 2 years. It's now the 3rd year probably that he's not scored in an away goal, right? So if you are Mikel Arteta and Jesus is injured, and you are at home at the Emirates Stadium, where Nketiah has a very good record, and you cannot trust him in this game, and rightly so, you bring him on after some time, and he is absolute shite. That is all the evidence you need to go, I need to change. I need to change up things. I need to, I need to, change things up. I need to shake things up. I mean, we cannot continue like this. We are simply far away from the likes of Man City. City have Julian Alvarez, and many people actually look at Julian Alvarez as like way below Erling Haaland, and he's way below Erling Haaland in terms of scoring goals and converting. But the advantage with a player like Julian Alvarez is very, very clear. He's one of those few players in the Premier League that can come in and do the job for you. Right, he does more than Erling Haaland. He engages in the team with the team more, and he does more. that is not Eddie Nketiah. And even if we want to say, well, Eddie is one of those players that can come into the team and do a Gabriel Jesus role without scoring goals, he's not him, right? So it doesn't make any sense for you to give him a long-term contract and continue defending him even when you know, right? The likes of Crystal Palace, the likes of Southampton, the likes of Brighton, they say it. Everyone in the world can say it. He is not Arsenal level, and Palace have gone, we can offer you a way out. And Fulham have also said, we can offer you a way out. But Arsenal don't want to listen. So this injury means two things for me and Mikel Arteta and Arsenal. We either open up our eyes and visualize the truth. The truth is that Kai Havertz up top is going to be wasteful. Again, I'm going to quote Turkish on the on FTV. He says, when Mikel Arteta brought in Kai Havertz, he said he is a midfielder and he has always played him in midfield. But when your main striker is injured, you play Kai Havertz up top and your backup striker is on the bench. Your second striker is on the bench. Enough evidence. Absolutely enough evidence. Go out there in January and try to get yourself a decent, reasonably good striker. I don't think Dusan Vlahovic coming to Arsenal would grab the headlines. I mean, it would grab the headlines because we don't have a number 9. But I don't think it's the same thing as Osimhen signing for Chelsea or Arsenal. I don't think it's the same thing as, it is not as bad as Joselu going to Real Madrid. So that's what I call decent. In the middle, right? Intermediate. In the middle. Just go for a striker that can do the job. Not too expensive, not absolutely very poor. So I wouldn't want us to sign Matthias Cunha at Wolves. Like, that is bad. Yeah. If we talk about bad strikers, poor strikers, lame strikers, that guy is lame. But if you can get in a striker that can do the job for you, Vlahovic, Victor Boniface, we are looking at decent shout. Absolutely decent shout. Hugo Ekitike, maybe, right? Maybe he would trust Hugo Ekitike better than Eddie Nketiah, right? So it's lesson number 1. We either face reality with this Gabriel Jesus injury, and Mikel Arteta and Edu have now got the last sign. That is the last sign. 61 shots in 3 games and you score 1 goal, sign number 1. 30 shots in 1 match against West Ham and you score none, sign number 2. Dominating Liverpool and losing the game without scoring goals, sign number 3. The last sign is having your main striker injured and you don't have a backup and you don't have a striker you can go, please come and do the job. We know you can. We know that Batshuayi has won the league for Chelsea. Like, that is true. And we also know that there was a time at Liverpool where Origi was a clutch player. We also know that. At the moment, if we don't have the money to bring in a striker that is going to disrupt the order, can we bring in a clutch striker? Can we bring in a clutch number 9? I'm not going to lie. When Olivier Giroud was at Arsenal, he would miss every single chance we played in that game. Like, he would miss every single chance. But right now, there's another question. There's a question. More experience, more pedigree, and at the moment, boy is doing the job at Milan. He's doing the job. So for me, still, this is an injury that affects Arsenal deeply and really, really deeply if it's going to be long term. Mikel expects him to be in Dubai. That could be a positive sign. Now, the second way we can take this injury is for us to continue looking for excuses to shy away from reality. Reality in football bites deep. That's the truth. Reality in football bites deep. So you look at Real Madrid. When they lost Eder Militao and they lost Thibaut Courtois, that's when they realized we are really short. They had lost Cristiano Ronaldo. They didn't replace him very well. And Benzema abruptly said, I'm going. Reality, hit them hard. To an extent, they had to go and get Joselu. It's the same thing with Arsenal right now. Jesus can pick up a recurring injury in the same knee area till the end of the campaign. There is a 50% chance that that can happen. If that happens, where do we go? What do we do? I mean, Mikel's saying they're incredibly good. We need to work. The training is a must. Like the training for these geezers to start finishing. I've told you, let us start them by training in front of empty nets. Empty nets, right? So it's an empty net. Start, finishing. Anyone misses a chance with an empty net, you don't appear in the squad for the next 10 games. That should be the punishment. It's the standards at this team. It should be the standards at this. I mean, if you're missing empty nets, you might as well just call your agent. I don't think I fit the standards at this team. But anyway, guys, Gabriel Jesus' injury. What lessons do we draw from it? Do we now go and sign a striker? Do we now, craft a new page of public relations, very, very strict statements, and then, create another reality? The reality right now at Arsenal, we can't finish. I don't have another reality, and I'm not buying into any other realities from Mikel Arteta. I'm not. See you right in the next one.